Hey everybody, it's Jody. Hey, I'm wondering today about why it is that we feel the need to push everybody's buttons. What is it about that innate need to poke the bear? And I know when I was a little kid, I don't know why I did it. I was like that to my sister. I did that all the time. I was just an instigator of her angst. And I did it without thinking. And I wonder if as adults now, there's an opportunity that we have to start thinking and stop just doing things because it's fun to get a rise out of somebody else. When I watch Facebook today, I was watching Facebook and I was going through my feed and I was fascinated by one person in particular who I know from my hometown who seems to love poking the bear. And so he'll put something out there without maybe even verifying the source. And then somebody else will come in and say, well, that's a lie. And then they'll go back and forth. And I wonder if it's just a game. I looked at another person's site today and the same thing was going on. Somebody posted a really innocuous comment about how wouldn't it be great if we could, look at both sides of a situation. And then somebody came on her site and gave this long diatribe about how she should probably be informed before she posts something. And it's her site. She can do what she wants. And so I wonder if we really are dedicated to higher awareness and actually growing in our understanding of things, or if we kind of like staying uninformed, or if maybe it's just a game and we've gotten to this point in our lives right now where it's way more fun to just incite the other party. Like when I was a little kid and poked my sister in the back seat and she'd say, "Mom, Jody's touching me." You know that feeling, you know how that was when we were, 6 and 4? We're not 6 and 4. What is the deal with this? What is going on in our world that we have so much fear? Because that's what happens when people are in fear, right? And people are in fear a lot of times because they have forgotten that they have a choice. And a lot of times when people get angry, it's because of that fear. So when you're a leader and you notice that the people you lead are angry, look in the mirror and say, where am I leading out of fear that causes them to be so angry? And I think if we can start taking accountability for ourselves, I have to speak for myself. I've done a lot of work in this area for a lot of years. And so for me, I notice things objectively that don't touch me as much as they used to. They don't, poke me like they used to. I'm much better at being observant without being reactive because I've done a lot of work. I had somebody tell me not that long ago, when you post things and you write things, it's all so polished. You might want to rethink that because people maybe don't connect when you're looking so polished. And I thought about it. And then later I thought, okay, thank you for your observation, but I've been working a long time to appear this polished. It's the 10,000 hours theory, right? Where the Beatles seemed to be an overnight success, but it was because they were playing the same songs over and over and over and over and over in a bar in Liverpool before they came to America. So overnight successes always look like they're overnight successes. You have no idea the work they've done behind the scenes. And that's what I've been doing for a long, 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 long time. And so I thank you for saying that I appear polished and it's easy for me to go on camera because I've been working at it for a long time. Wouldn't you want to show the results of the work? And if I should stay, if I should stay like this right now, I don't know what I should be saying. I haven't figured out my words. That's real. That's real. I'm not like rehearsed and scripted and saying this from a teleprompter. So I'm not polished and shiny. I'm being real. And I think I'd like to invite other people to be real too. And if your real is posting something about how this person at the extreme does this, and this side of a debate is stupid, and this side of the debate is uninformed, if that's your real, what that's telling me is that you are scared to death, that you are scared to be informed. And it's so much easier to just pick up something from somebody else that goes, yeah, that would be a good thing. And then put that out there without checking a source, without having the guts to say, you know what, this is not true. I looked it up. And again, I get that that's another issue for all of us. We don't know where to find facts. I don't know where to find facts. So I'm practicing discernment, which says, does that feel right to me? Does that point of view feel correct? And then I go looking for sources. And I everything that pushes the edges and it, in my opinion, looks like it's there to incite the other side, I have to just look at that a little closer. Is that true? And I ask myself all the time, is that true? Is that true? Can I be absolutely certain that is true in every case? And that's where I'm learning discernment. And I would invite people to learn discernment. If you have a stand that you're taking and you are really, really adamant about it, then stand for that. Absolutely stand for that. That's what we need in the world, in my opinion, is we need people who are willing to stand for a positions, to stand for a belief they have. But I don't see so much of that. I see way more fighting against the other position. And whenever a person takes a position, it kind of implies that there has to be a winner and a loser. And I wonder if there's another way to do it. I'm not saying it's better, but I think there's another way to connect with people, to connect with human beings. And if we could actually connect with each other, I know we would find more in common than what separates us. These people who live in my hometown who are really, really adamant about making sure that everybody knows the people who don't agree with them are wrong and bad and stupid. I got nothing. I got nothing for that. And I'm not even here to say they're wrong. Fine, do that. And what's happening? What's happening in the exchange of inform is a lot of push, 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 push. And whenever people feel pushed and forced, they resist. That's just what human nature does. We don't think about it. We're resisting out of our reaction. We're just like defense. We're defending ourselves because we get into that fight, flight, freeze mode. And in fight, flight, freeze, in our reptilian brain, that's also a place that craves connection. So is it any wonder that when we feel backed into a corner and we feel angry and we feel like we need to defend something, that we look for other people who are in that same mind space? We don't do this from our thinking mind. We do this from our survival. And so it makes a whole bunch of sense to me when I just get into observation mode about this. Yet what I crave is connection with people who are thoughtful, informed, open-minded, willing to say, ooh, that's a good point. I hadn't thought about it like that. Let me add that to my discernment. And, you know, here's the reality of that. I'm finding a lot of people that are in that space because I'm attracting who I'm being. And it works, you guys. It works. Just take a day, take an hour and observe what's going on around you. Just observe. Don't jump into it. If you can get into that observation mode, imagine that you're in a hot air balloon that's tethered to the ground. And it's not that high. It's high enough that you get a different perspective. And you can take a look at these people who appear to be fighting against each other and just go, I wonder what could be causing that person to be that upset. Maybe it just looks like it's upset. It could be passionate about something. And what would it be that would cause that person to want to incite the other side? Are they even thinking about it? Or is it just a reaction that comes from something back in our reptilian brain? I don't know. But I'm going to invite all of us, me included, to think about this before we post something, before we make a declaration, before we fight against something. Just I don't know, you don't have to do this, but I'm inviting you to actually think about doing this before you react from your emotion. What could happen in a day if a group of us decides to think before we speak or act? I don't know, just an experiment, but I'm willing to try. Are you?